Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to season 2, episode 139. On today's episode, guys, we're going to be giving you the breaking news. Lionel Messi to Inter Miami has been confirmed. Last night we were talking about the possibility of Messi coming to Inter Miami. Oh my
I think Elias had some problems with the call, but as he was saying, we were talking about the possibility of Messi coming back to Miami, or coming to Miami, right? And not going back to Barca. And well, we were on the right track about that. Fabrizio Romano confirmed it today. Messi will be coming to Inter Miami. The rumors are already they already were proven true. I think the most interesting part of all this news is how many followers Inter Miami has gotten on Instagram after following the news. But
bro, it's actually crazy because like
more on that later.
Yeah, but Inter Miami, they had I think roughly like a couple thousand, no, like what, 175,000 or something like that, and
They
now
had
they're
like a
like
million, I think.
a million. Okay, well they had a million, and now it's like already to three or four, and it's gonna boost tremendously. But guys, remember, if you guys ever want to join the recording, the live stream, give your thoughts, comments, whatever, always feel free and welcome. Go on Twitter at Cooley Podcast 10. Just click on the link, and then you'll be able to join. Um, but guys, yeah, Messi to Inter Miami. It has been confirmed. We were talking about how the possibilities of him coming to Inter Miami, also maybe to Saudi Arabia. But Messi has come out. He has done an interview with Deportivo. He's basically given his reason. Hey, why am I going to be rejecting Saudi Arabia? Why can I not? Why can I not go to Barcelona? And we're going to be talking to some quotes. But Alex, since the news has been confirmed, I want to get your opinions on the whole situation. What are your thoughts on the transfer?
Well, so we touched on it a little bit yesterday. We were going on about what we liked and what we didn't like about it. Um, it's not ideal, right? We are Barca fans at the end of the day, and we will obviously love him to for him to be back at Barcelona. And I think football fans in general, regardless of whether you support Madrid or Barca or whether you like Messi or Ronaldo, I think everyone's sad that it's now the end of an era. All these players we grew up watching and idolizing, now they're leaving their highest level of football, competitive football, and coming to a maybe a more lucrative level. They are making more money, but certainly not the level we're used to seeing and the one that we love. So obviously, I'm not happy about Messi leaving European football and coming to the MLS in the sense that I still want to see him competing at the top level. But at the same time, I'm happy for him that he's able to just take it easy in this next few seasons. The competition is certainly not as hard. It's gonna be more relaxing for him. He's gonna be able to be here with his family, and I think it was a move that his family really favored. I think
Yeah, it
especially
was.
his wife was
Mhm.
very in favor of coming to Miami, and it's at the end of the day, I think it was best for him as a person too, and he's an idol. So for me, well, if he's happy, I'm happy, but I guess now I have to sell my house to watch the
Basically.
it's actually funny. Earlier today I was looking at the ticket prices like for the season pass. It was at like 400 plus. No, wait, I'm kidding. That's not the season pass. That was for a game. For their first game
Yeah,
it was 400 plus dollars.
yeah, it was actually crazy. The prices like before the Messi to Barcelona was confirmed, it was the cheapest ticket was $29, so something like that. And now it's up to the 400, 500, $600 range
Yeah,
where
that's insane.
those are the cheapest tickets. And that's actually crazy. But guys, since we talked about Messi to Inter Miami last night, but what we really want to focus is on Messi's interview, where he basically discusses his decision to go to Inter Miami. He has confirmed that I'm going to Inter Miami, and he basically gives his reasoning and the whole backstory on why he made this move. And this is Lionel Messi talking about FC Barcelona. I really wanted to return. I was very excited to be able to return. But on the other hand, after experience what I experienced when I left, I didn't want to be in the same situation again. I didn't want to leave my future in someone else's hand. Now, this is Messi talking about the situation back in 2021 where he was waiting for Barcelona to basically sign, and Barcelona at the end they say, hey, sorry, we can't sign you. And that's when Messi is left in purgatory basically, and he doesn't it's the end of the summer. Clubs have basically finalized the transfer windows, and he's basically left in no man's land where he has to scramble for a club, and he just didn't want to be in that situation again.
Yeah, and I think we also gotta be fair. We also gotta put ourselves in his shoes. You know, it's not a. I imagine it's not a very comforting feeling when you really don't know what's the next move's gonna be. And this isn't some guy in his 20s. This is a guy who's already in his late 30s. He's got a family, and he also needs the assurance, right, that he's gonna have a place to go, and that's why I understand he wanted an early decision on his future. So you know, unfortunately, we've had our financial problems, and it is what it is. We've recovered from it to some extent, but there's still a lot going on. And Mexico
Exactly.
is a very high profile signing, an expensive player, and it happens. Now, I will say this. Um, I honestly think Messi coming to the MLS might be one of the most interesting moves we've seen in the last few seasons. Not can well aside from Ronaldo's move to Al Nassr, which was also a very interesting and a very innovative move because now everyone's following in the footsteps. Kante, Benzema,
Yeah, Benzema, and there's some rumors that Gundogan or Mahrez,
right?
uh,
So
they're also going to
there's
go to Saudi
there's
Arabia.
that, but the reason I think Messi's transfer here is a very interesting one is because you're looking at Inter Miami. It's a team that's in a very poor position. I believe they're 16th in the MLS,
They,
which
they are last in the table. Hold on,
yeah,
let me
and
see.
and
Uh,
I also believe there's no relegation in the MLS, right?
no,
So
there is no relegation.
that's the
Wait,
equivalent of Messi getting transferred to like Eibar or something. I don't know, or
oh, it's even.
Burnley.
Yeah, okay. So, as you guys can see right now, Inter Miami are actually playing at the moment. They're playing against Birmingham Legion FC in the U.S. Open Cup at the moment. As you can see, they're bottom with only 15 points picked up in 16 matches, and like when you look at Messi, this is not a footballing decision whatsoever. This is a
Yeah,
purely family decision. Messi said that he wants the best for his family. He wasn't happy in Paris. The family wasn't happy and everything, and he suffered. And he wants to get a little bit away from the spotlight. He wants to focus more on the family and going to Inter Miami. It's the best situation. Miami is sort of mini South America. Lots of people speak Spanish. Lots of Argentinians. It's away from the spotlight. There's not going to be so much pressure to basically um, compete and everything and deliver. And Messi's just gonna vibe out and just relax in Miami. And this is where he says, if it had been a matter of money, I would have gone to Arabia or elsewhere. It seemed like a lot of money to me, and the truth is that my decision goes elsewhere, and not because of money. This is just confirmation, like, hey, I didn't go to Saudi Arabia because I just it's too different. It's not best for
yeah.
me.
It's very different from what he's used to and from his values. Very different culture. But I will say this: I actually really respect the fact that he said it was because of family. That's another reason why he's an idol, and I think not just to me but to many. It's because of how family oriented he is and how humble he is. I mean, he's clearly saying, "Yeah, I know, like I could have made a lot of money going there, but it's not what was best for my family." So, I
Hmm.
think that's a very admirable thing to do.
Uh-huh.
But I
And,
just, I
and
also, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was going to say that that he also, like, in Europe, we mentioned how, like, hey, maybe he could have gone to, for example, to Manchester City and play under Pep for one last season or two. And this is Messi's confirmation, basically saying, like, hey, I only thought of Barcelona. That when the deal collapsed, I chose Inter Miami, and that hurts, because, like, if not Barcelona, I would have loved to stay him in Europe, because as much as I think this is a great move for Messi, in the family wise, in the financial sense, I still wanted Messi to compete at the highest level. I wanted Messi to go for the Champions League and maybe go for another league title. But after Messi won the World Cup, it just his priorities changed, and it was no longer that was no longer the main priority. But now, as you can see right here, I am in a moment where I want to get out of focus a bit and think more about my family. I spent 2 years in which I was so bad at a family level that I did not enjoy. I want to meet again with the enjoyment of my family, my children, and the day to day. That's why it was a bit of a decision not to give up on Barcelona. It was very hard. And
For
what an
sure.
amazing picture right here.
Yeah. I wanted to say though, if Messi does win the Ballon d'Or this season, I believe he would be the first MLS player to win it.
Exactly. That's so
Which,
crazy.
I think that's an interesting stat there. I also wanted to say something though. Messi, we all know that obviously, at a club level, he's going to be playing here. There are rumors that Inter Miami is going to try to bring players over like Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, Luis
Hmm.
Suarez, so ex teammates, to also strengthen the club. But I did want to say something. Maybe this is also a good move for Argentina as a whole because with him playing in a less competitive league, playing at a more not passive but at a softer pace, he's also going to be able to maybe put more time and energy into Copa America if he is to play the next Copa America. So
Of course. Hmm.
that's some food for thought there. Maybe that's also going to be good in the long run. But listen, much like I said when Ronaldo moved over to Saudi Arabia, he's got nothing else to prove, right? These two are phenomenal players that have been at the top of the game for over 20 years. Two of the greatest ever, in my opinion. Messi number one, Ronaldo number two. But the top two greatest players of all time, I think, did the right thing. They said, I've already played a long career. I've done things that 99.9% of footballers haven't done. Why not just, it's how people say, just go get the bag and just chill with your family, enjoy like
Yeah,
retirement.
you
I,
have the
I think they both
beaches.
deserve it.
You have the beaches and
Exactly
everything.
the same way I didn't criticize Ronaldo for moving to the Saudi league. I'm not gonna criticize Messi for the MLS. They've got nothing else to prove. They've earned it, and it's not what we want to see as the fans, but we also gotta remember that they're people too, and they have their own desires and wishes, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yes, obviously, I would like to be close to the club. Furthermore, I am going to live in Barcelona. It is one of the things that we are very clear about with my wife and my children. I don't know at what moment or what or when, but hopefully one day I can contribute something to the club and help because it is a club that I love. As I always said, I appreciate the love I had from people during my career, and I would like to be here again. This is Messi discussing on this possibility of a return to Barcelona. Now, I would have loved Messi to play for Barcelona again, maybe like in a charity match or something like that, just to get the farewell that he deserves. But Messi, he clearly loves Barcelona. His exit from the club was very heartbreaking. It was traumatic for both Barcelona and Messi. And in this interview, he basically says like, yeah, I've had scars from that interview, and would like to come back and work at the club again. I don't see Messi as being the type of person to be a manager. I do see him maybe working as like a youth coach or
Or
something
like
like that.
I see him as like a sporting director type of.
Yeah, yeah, it's something like that. Just working in the back. I don't think that his role is for management. Um, he does have the IQ for that. Just I don't think it's what he would like to do. But hopefully, well, whatever he does, I wish him the best. And one day I would like to have a farewell at Barcelona like Jordi, Busi, Iniesta, or Xavi. And this is so true because his farewell, he didn't get a farewell. It was during the COVID pandemic, and Messi didn't get the farewell that he deserved. Barcelona sent me an offer, but never sent me an official signed written offer. Now this is true because the offer that he was going to receive from Barcelona, the official and signed offer, it was going to be until like weeks later, and Messi didn't want to wait all that time, because Messi didn't want to repeat what happened in the summer of 2021, and Messi just wanted to have his future all tied up right now at this point in time, and this is why Barcelona just like weren't able to send the offer. Let me continue to see if there are any more quotes. There are some more quotes right here. Let me share it. I heard that they had to sell players or lower the salary of players. And the truth is, I didn't want to go through that. I was already accused of many things that were not true in my career at Barcelona, and I was already a little tired. I didn't want to go through all that again. And this is so true because when you're at Barcelona, when you're at a club of this level, and especially the media, the media is so powerful in Spain that you're on under constant pressure all the time. And Messi just wanted to get out of the spotlight. He didn't want to be in that situation again.
And I also respect the fact that he didn't want to be lowering other players' salaries or uh, messing up their livelihood because of that. So I also respect that from him. It's
hmm it would have happened. Would have happened regardless. Though Barcelona do have a plan for the summer. For example, they do have the plan of reducing wages, for example, and selling some players such as Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Kessie, um, and it's gonna be we are gonna be making videos on the transfer, just giving you all the up to date news. And this is basically where like, hey, the first transfer saga has ended. Let the summer really begin. Let's see who could basically come in and replace Messi. But this is Messi on his time at PSG. I'm ending career in my career in Paris with mixed sensations. The truth is, the first year was very difficult, as I said on occasion, for different reasons. The second year, the first 6 months, I felt very, very good, very comfortable in the club, in the city, with my family. In the middle was the World Cup, and I think the World Cup marked a little to all the teams in general was with such an important competition in the middle of the season for the first time. I think it conditioned the season a lot. I was hoping to end it in a different way, but well, it was 2 years, which in general were difficult for me, but they are behind me. Now, Alex, what do you make of Lionel Messi's legacy at PSG?
I honestly think it was, and I said it yesterday as well. I don't think it was a bad legacy he left. He won the league twice with them. I know that's not a huge thing being PSG, but he didn't play bad at all. He got his goals, he got his assists. I couldn't tell you the stats right now, but I know he definitely got over 20 on both, right? On
Yeah, yeah,
both.
he got over 20 goals and 20 assists for PSG
So
in the
and to
league
say
this
that,
season. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think he had a bad time at PSG. It's just obviously he wasn't able to be successful in Europe with them, but that's already a problem they've been lingering with for a long time. So
hmm
of course it's not something he can really take care of himself.
Yeah.
Um, I thought he did decent, to be
Yeah,
honest.
the first season, that there were lots of factors. He was coming in late into preseason because of that Copa America win. He had to get into match sharpness that delayed him, and so he played maybe like a couple weeks already into the season. He picked up a couple injuries. He had COVID and everything. The adaptation to a new city, a new environment. The family didn't want to leave Barcelona. So many different reasons why Messi's first career at PSG was an average season, but the second season it was much better. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to end it off with the Champions League. And this is Messi just reiterating. Money never been an issue with me. We didn't even discuss the contract with Barcelona, but that written offer never arrived to me. If I wanted money, I would go to Saudi Arabia. This is complete sense. This is a guy who has his own clothing brand, who has countless
I
partnerships.
mean, yeah, he's the greatest player of all time. I don't think he's got to be worrying about money.
Exactly, a player who what's it called? Who has partnerships with Adidas, Lay's, Pepsi, Louis Vuitton, and so many others. But this is a player who, what's it called? Just absolutely is set for cash. But just finishing up with the quotes. Messi on Barcelona. I couldn't say goodbye to the people the way I wanted, which I think I deserve. There was a bad impression. I was the bad guy in the movie, and I didn't like it because it wasn't the case. Lionel Messi, I'm not sure Barcelona did everything possible to make it happen. Honestly, I just know what Xavi told me. I'm sure that there's people in the club that do not want me to return to Barcelona, and this is true because the board was actually split. Half of the people wanted Messi to come back, other people didn't. Um, this is Messi regarding his scars. A little yes, a little yes. If the wound from his departure is still open, from what I said before, for not being able to say goodbye to the fans as I would have liked, yes, I think I deserve that. And this is one of his final statements. My family was very excited about everything they were hearing about returning to Barcelona, but at the same time, we weren't very confident because the reality was we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. Um, Now, just to basically summarize this whole Messi saga. Lionel Messi is not coming to Barcelona. Barcelona. Messi is coming to Inter Miami, and it's basically been confirmed. Messi is going to be a huge boost to MLS. You know, we've already mentioned how the ticket prices are absolutely crazy, and it's going to be very exciting to see Messi live. And basically every week, it's going to be a huge boost to MLS. He's going to be having a stake in Adidas, in the merchandising in Inter Miami. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy transfer. Messi's just winding down his career right now. I would have liked him to stay in Europe, but you know, family first, and I completely understand him. But Alex, final thoughts before we round off the episode.
All I'm saying is I'm gonna go to at least one of the games to go watch him live. That's all I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna get that money, but it's gonna happen. So you know, if
Gee,
we got the opportunity, I might as well take it.
yeah, exactly. It's gonna be actually crazy. But guys, remember, I post a link on Twitter at Kool Aid Podcast 10. Anytime you guys ever want to join into the, and just basically give your thoughts, comments, discussions, just go on Twitter, look up Kool Aid Podcast 10. Just click on the link, and then you'll be able to join into the Hangout, and just basically give your thoughts, comments. We always welcome people to just help us discuss. You know. But always feel free and welcome. And also remember, follow us on our social media platforms. Everything's at Kool Aid Podcast. It helps us out a ton. And remember, guys,